Hey everybody, so this will be my first impressions and thoughts after playing Enotria, the last song. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. I just got done playing the demo earlier on stream for about roughly 3 hours or so. The game is available on Steam if you want to check it out, if this looks interesting to you. And it's a very long demo without up to like 8 hours worth of gameplay. So this game is supposed to have 3 main regions with over 40 hours when the full game is released, with more than 100 or so different enemies that you can fight and go up against. Enotria is a very beautiful looking game, with it being inspired by Italian folklore and architecture. It's very pretty to look at. The game for the most part ran buttery smooth for me, with at times there were some frame drops, but it was nothing like game breaking. Or initially I was running on ultra, but then I had to drop it down just because I've noticed, like, I'm streaming it as well, just lighten the load on my PC. I am playing this on a 3060 with a 5900X for those that are curious. The version that this game is currently running on that's used in the demo will be updated in the final release of the game, so what you may experience here if you decide to check out this demo will not be the same version once it is launched, and it should have way better performance than the way that it is now if you do run into any sort of problems. I don't have many complaints about the game so far, but my biggest would probably be the lack of ability to rebind the controls the way that I want to. Since my transition over to PC, I play a lot of Souls games with keyboard and mouse controls, and one of my biggest gripes or complaints generally when it comes to it, give us the ability to rebind it to whatever we want, similar to that of No Rest for the Wicked, which I believe now they do have the ability to rebind controls. We should see that hopefully in future update for the game. It really sucks not having the ability, because some of the default settings that they had was really weird for me. At least it's not comfortable. Like, for example, the ability to dodge was on alt, and space you can jump, but I would definitely like to have rebind the dodge button to perhaps shift or just something else instead of it being like that. It didn't feel natural for me whenever I was playing the game. The other problem that I had was the fact that the camera is inverted. I did not like that at all, and I felt like, during my whole playthrough I was fighting, trying to reacclimate to the now inverted controls. I don't even remember when's the last game that I played that was like this, so please give us the ability to change it to however we want. I believe if you played it on controller, correct me if I'm wrong here, but you don't deal with those issues, so it seems like only if you're playing on keyboard and mouse, which sucks. So hopefully they give us the ability to turn it to normal instead of having it inverted. That was the biggest thing. Outside of that though, I have nothing but positive things to say about this game. I love the art style and the art direction. The game visually is very pretty to look at. So for the world design, I think it's also great. As you know, if this is not your first Souls game, expect there to be shortcuts and different ways around. There's definitely that in this game. It's present. And then the environment, the traversal and getting around, there's different things like rifts and other areas that you can interact with, which will change it temporarily for you to get across other side of an area. When it comes to this mechanic, in a way, if any of you guys have played Lords of the Fallen, it actually kind of reminded me of that, where you would use like the umbral lamp to see or help you traverse or navigate between Axiom and Umbral, between the two different realms. So think of it kind of like that, but it's still different. There's similarities there. That's what it reminded me a lot of. I think that there are unique ideas and mechanics here present in this game that I think it's definitely like worth checking out. I'm certainly wanting to continue to put more time into the game. Overall, the game is just great to look at. I love the enemy designs, from your normal mobs that I came across so far to like the bosses. They're very unique looking. Some of the enemies in this game too, like the bigger guys that you might go up against, they hit really freaking hard. Like the guys that are wielding the sledgehammers or the axes, my god, do they freaking hit like a truck. Similar to like the Ashes of War in Elden Ring, in this game there are different abilities that you can find for your weapons that you can use as you attack and hit enemies. These special bars will build up and you'll see it at the bottom right hand corner of your screen. You'll find these in either chests or just like about through the world that you can then equip when you're at the equivalent of a bonfire. I forgot what the name of it is in this game, but that's where you can like change it and mix and match it to whatever it is that you want. There's plenty of different weapons that you can, you know, wield. Found a Morning Star, there was a colossal great sword, a long sword. So there's plenty of different weapon types. There's also magic in the game. There's skill trees. There's plenty of different things you can do. As far as the gameplay goes, I mean, different weapons, like there's weight to it when you're swinging or when you're able to get a parry. The sound is very satisfying. It definitely got that oomph to it compared to, say, Lords of the Fallen. Whenever you would get a parry in that game, it sounds very weak. Nope, too early. There you go. Nope. I think that was too late on that. Too early. Feels very much like Sekiro. When you go for a parry, it's on contact and not right before the hit lands. You should feel right at home if you're used to playing games like Sekiro. It's definitely very satisfying to get those parries off. This is for sure very much a Souls-like too. When you make an input, you have to commit to that actions. At times I would catch myself swinging for a hit and then wanting to go for a heal, and then you can't go and transition over to parrying, committed to whatever it is that you're trying to do. So that animation has to play out, so it punishes you for the mistakes that you make. It's definitely not getting greedy with your attacks. When an enemy, when there's an opening there, you know, get your combos in and then be ready to parry or dodge out of the way. Because of that, the controls I really struggled with dodging in the game, so whenever I would go up against the boss, I heavily relied on just parrying. So that's where I'm at now. I'm not that far into the demo. I would say if you don't count the tutorial boss, I'm facing my first actual boss in the game and I've just been stuck there. I will return back to this demo once they update the game to where you have the ability to rebind your controls. It just really sucks that that isn't a feature in it. So yeah, check out the game. If it looks interesting to you, I think it's worth it. The demo's up on Steam. It's free. You know, it doesn't hurt. And I'm not sure on whether or not if the progress you play in this demo will carry over. I hope that it does, especially since it's such a long demo. We haven't seen a demo like this, but I'm certainly all for it. I feel like more games should give us a demo to, like, you know, check out and try the game before purchasing it. And giving us the ability to carry that progress that we've made over to you would certainly definitely be nice. Let me know below in the comments if you played this game and what are your thoughts on it. If you would like to see more Enotria, the last song coverage from me, let me know. But that will be it for me for now. Consider subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And as always, thanks for watching. Take care.